Welcome to Cool Hour News channel. We want to welcome you in this channel. We'll be bringing to you the latest happenings around the world, especially in outside the country, in America, in Middle East, in other part of the world. We'll be giving you updates in what is happening. We'll also be quoting reputable news agencies, other news outlets where we get our information. We don't owe any particular information. We rely on credible and reliable information from other sister agencies. So I want you to go down, subscribe to our channel so that you can be getting our latest news. I want to also tell you that feel free to comment. We are not here to attack one another. Go down to comment. Tell us your own version of whatever we are talking. We are not here to prove anybody wrong or right. We are just here to analyze and to give our own opinion. So you are entitled to your own opinion. If you come to this channel, contribute to build a channel. Give us your opinion. Don't attack anybody. Thank you. So we want to go to breaking news today. We are to look at what happened today. According to the news outlets around, if you open your social media, you listen to other news agencies, you will discover a lot of things happened today. They want to take what happened in Israel and also around the Middle East. Today, we are getting a breaking news that IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, they attacked Doha, which is in Qatar, Doha, the capital of Qatar. They attacked them and killed senior Hamas officials. So I want you to listen to it by yourself. We are going.
Doha's sky lit up in fire and smoke. Explosions ripped through the Qatari capital, shattering its image as a safe haven. In an unprecedented move, Israel claims responsibility, striking at the very heart of Hamas's leadership. A secret meeting, a sudden attack, and a new chapter in the Middle East conflict begins. Explosions rocked Doha, the Qatari capital, on September 9, 2025, sending plumes of smoke into the sky and sparking immediate speculation about a dramatic escalation in the Middle East conflict. Ynet News quoting witnesses reported multiple blasts in the Qatar district of the city, with images and video quickly circulating on social media. The strikes came as Hamas leaders, long based in Doha, were reportedly meeting with Qatari officials. Shortly after the explosions, the Israel Defense Forces and the Shin Bet Security Agency issued a joint statement announcing that they had carried out a precise strike targeting the senior leader.
Israel Defense Forces, the IDF, the Mossad, which is Israeli intelligence agency, the Shin Bet, which is Israeli internal intelligence agency, because in Israel they have Mossad. Mossad is their agency that is in charge of fighting terrorism all over the world. You know, if you are following the events in the Middle East, you discover that Mossad, they are actually doing a very big work this time around. So it happened that today, through the tip-off of Mossad and the Shin Bet, the IDF with their fighter jets struck a building in Doha, in Qatar. And who are their targets? They are targeting Hamas leaders. You know, I will start from the beginning so that you will actually know what happened and where it started. The whole event started in October 7th. Now, if you have been following the news channels within this period, you will discover that Israel has been in this war for 2 years now. What happened? In October 7th, Israel was having a little clashes with Palestinian factions, which is Hamas, Islamic Jihad, and other factions in the West Bank. So they were having a lot of riots. You know, normally Hamas has built a lot of arsenals of weapons in Gaza. And in that Gaza, from there, they're attacking Israel. And if Hamas attacks Israel directly, Israel will retaliate with a very powerful force. So because of it, they will always incite those Palestinian citizens at West Bank. From there, they will be attacking the Israeli soldiers, having some riots. So because of continuous clashes and riots, Israel moved most of their security agencies to the West Bank area, leaving the Gaza area, the border between Israel and Gaza, and also leaving other areas open. So because of that lapses in Israeli security, because we know that throughout the world, Israeli security and intelligence, they are one of the best. So because of that particular lapses, Hamas that has been planning attacks for years, a lot of Hamas members are in Israeli prisons because Israel don't take it light with them. So Israel constantly goes into Palestinian neighborhoods, arrests the terrorists, and get them into prison in Israel. So Hamas has been looking for a way to attack Israel so that there will be a deal, a hostage release deal that will free all their members that are in the Israeli jail. So Israel got some informations that Hamas, they are planning something big, but they ignored it. They always feel that Hamas don't have that capacity and ability until on October 7th, they attacked. And after they attacked, a lot of things happened. It devastated the state of Israel. They killed a lot of people, raped a lot of women, a lot of things, a lot of babies were burnt to death. They destroyed a lot of properties in Israel. In fact, they had up to one full day and a half destroying and they destroy. Israel being a nation that has security as their first mandate, they fought back, but the people that fought back were civilians and few military men that were around the day it happened. So until when Israel now mobilized and started attacking back. So before then, Hamas had killed 1,200 people in Israel and 2 people hostage, both women, children, baby, even a baby of 6 months, 3 months, 2 months. They took everybody to hostage, 251 hostages. They took them to Gaza. And what happened? They took them into different tunnels because they spent years building a terrible and dangerous tunnel where they are producing. Israel will always strike them and strike their military targets. So because of that, they went underground. They built sophisticated security networks, terror networks, where they construct weapons and all the things they used to fight. So when they took the hostages, they took them to that place, into the tunnel. And when it actually happened, the city of Gaza, Palestine, they were celebrating, jubilating because of what happened. Remember, in this channel, we are not here to justify any means. We are not justifying any country. We are not justifying, we are just narrating stories. The essence of this channel is for storytelling, relaxing ourselves with current events. And also, me personally, being a preacher of the word of God, I will also preach to you based on the life events. So I'm not here to justify whether Israel is right or whether Hamas is right or wrong. I'm just here to analyze historical situation of what happened. So now where did I stop? They took the 251 hostages into their tunnel. Now Israel started retaliating. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared a state of war in Israel. He mobilized Israeli soldiers, reserve, and the whole world was shaking because of the attack. Because nobody believed that Hamas could attack Israel in that level. Now listen, when that thing happened, Hamas has 2 structures. They have a political structure and they have a military wing structure. Now, political structures, political leaders are living in Doha, in Qatar. That is where they are living and operating, coordinating with the military wing. Now, the head of the political wing, the head of their head is Haniyeh, Ismail Haniyeh. He's the head of the political wing, while Yahya Sinwar is the head of the military wing. So Yahya Sinwar is operating inside the Gaza Strip, coordinating an attack against Israel, while Ismail Haniyeh is living in Doha with other senior officials. They are there connecting attacks, moving from one leader of the country to another, moving from one country to another, getting support for the Palestinians. So when the October 7th incident happened, those men were seen in a very big television. They were seen in a room, and there they were bowing down, worshiping Allah because of the attack, and they were jubilating that they have taken revenge. So have you seen what happened today? Have you seen where it started? On that October 7th, it was pictured in a room or in a parlor or in a place of meeting. All the political leaders, they were there celebrating the massacre, and they were boasting that October 7th will happen again and again and again. And from that day, Israel marked it, told them openly that you are a dead man walking. But Israel don't want to attack in the Doha or Qatar. Why? Because they are a close ally of United States of America. And Israel being the only ally that US has in the Middle East, a strong ally. They have other allies, but Israel is like second America. So because of that, Israel respects American interests. And number two, Doha is always there to secure a hostage agreement between Israel and the Hamas, which is Palestinians. So because of that, Israel made a promise to them that they will not attack anybody in their territory. So all these Hamas political leaders, they felt that they are safe at Doha, and they were there enjoying, also partaking in the hostage release. Now, after the event of October 7th, Israel entered war. Do you know what happened? Israel entered onto 5 different wars from different countries. Now, the first country that joined the war after October 7th is the Lebanon, the Hezbollah in Lebanon. The head of Hezbollah in Lebanon is Hassan Nasrallah. So this man is a very well-respected cleric that is heading Hezbollah, which is also a terrorist organization. The kind of weapon they amass at Lebanon, pointing it closely, almost in the border of Israel. So the kind of arsenal of intercontinental missiles, a lot of weapons they amassed to attack Israel. So Israel, because of how devastating it will be for Hezbollah to launch rockets into their country, it will be so devastating. So Israel were looking for opportunity to attack Lebanon and disarm Hezbollah. And Israel were begging them, don't join this fight. Immediately, the leader of Hezbollah, Nasrallah, declared immediately it is October 8th that they are joining the war. They started firing rockets into Israel. And Israel were also attacking Hamas in Gaza. Also, they were responding back to Hezbollah in Lebanon. So it became so intense that all the people living in the southern part of Israel relocated. Everything, all their buildings were devastated. And the Hamas were firing rockets into Israel. Hezbollah were firing rockets into Israel. And it was a very big war. And Israel invaded Gaza. And as a matter of fact, Israel said that their mission for the invasion is to free their hostages. A lot of old men and women, children like children of Bibias, the family that had little children that were murdered in captivity, a lot of young men and ladies and women. When you see the picture of October 7, you will see a lot of ladies that Hamas were torturing. You see blood all over them. So Israel invaded Gaza in order to take back their civilians and also to dismantle Hamas. So it was not easy. The whole world was against Israel. And even the United States of America were telling Israel that you will not succeed because you will lose a lot of soldiers. Hamas have gotten a lot of military equipment and they have set a lot of traps, booby traps for you, that you cannot succeed going into the tunnel to disarm and dismantle Hamas. And now the president of America then, the Biden and the Harris, Kamala Harris, they were democratic. They are from Democratic Party, and this Democratic Party, they were like liberals. That they are with Israel, but they are not all that with Israel. So though that Biden supported Israel, he stood with Israel. He declared it that Hamas, they are barbaric, they are devilish, they need to be taken out. So, but because of the way the world is, A lot of countries, they were showing condolences to Israel, and at the same time, they are crying that a lot of civilians are dying in Gaza. So this made America to be at the middle. They will use one hand and ask Israel to go in. They will give Israel weapons. In the other hand, they will stop them from going in. They will also restrict weapons from them. So now, throughout the presidency of Biden and Kamala Harris, it was like this. Israel were like tired that they will not go fully against Hamas. So now, back to the Lebanon. Israel pleaded with the Lebanese government, please, let Hezbollah get out of this war. We don't want to fight you. We are not fighting the Lebanese. We are like brothers and sisters. We know that there are a lot of Christians in Lebanon and a lot of Jews are in Lebanon. We are not here to fight you. We have fought our own in 2006. It was so devastating. Lebanon was almost destroyed. So now we don't want destruction of Lebanon. Please, let Hezbollah stop this attack. Almost all the world leaders went to the Hezbollah leader, Hassan Nasrallah, and we are begging him, please stay out of this war. Let us negotiate peace. And the Hassan Nasrallah vowed that he must continue fighting until there is peace with Israel and until Israel stops attacking Gaza. Israel sent a lot of delegations, and what Hezbollahs were doing, they were showing the arsenals of weapons, they were preparing for war, they were threatening Israel until it now happened that Israel decided to invade Lebanon. So what happened? In the year 2024, which is last year, by 27th of September, the leader of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, he was killed. Israel attacked him, but before Israel attacked him, Israel first of all on 17th and 18th of September did what is called pager operation. What is pager operation? Pager operation is a kind of an electronic, a kind of, in fact, a sophisticated attack that Israel carried out, and with that attack, they disarmed Hezbollah greatly. They disarmed, they wounded, they killed a lot of Hezbollah operatives. What happened? Israel, because of the way they were assassinating Hezbollah leaders, the head of Hezbollah, Nasrallah, told them, please drop your phones. Israel is tracking you. Start using walkie-talkie and pager. Pager is like just this security communication device that they used to communicate. Where are you? Copy, I'm here, copy, 1, 2. All this radio, little radio or electronic device, communication device that security just are taking around. So what Hezbollah did was to import pager, a walkie-talkie, into Lebanon and shared it among all their leaders. So when this thing happened, they now instructed all their leaders to start using pager. Guess who is the owner of that pager? Who manufactured it? Israeli intelligence agency, Mossad. They went to another country. They disguised as company that are producing pager. And there, they set up an office, set up a lot of connections. And there, they produced those walkie-talkies for Hezbollah, their enemy. They didn't know. They gave them discounts. And now, do you know what happened? When they get all the pagers, they put lithium bomb into all the batteries, and they put a lot of listening devices in it. They code it, shipped it back to Lebanon, and they paid them thinking that they are paying a foreign company without knowing that they are actually paying Israel. So Israel kept it within themselves, and through that pager they were monitoring the movement of Hezbollah. Do you know what it means? Like your enemy, you are threatening to kill that enemy, but the phone you are using is the bomb your enemy have produced for you. So when Hezbollah were boasting here and there how they will destroy Israel, Israel were laughing at them because the phone you are using, the pager and the walkie-talkie you are using has been weaponized. So on 17 and 18 September, what happened? Israel, when they discover that Hezbollahs were about to discover what happened, that they want to take those pagers to Iran, because Iran is backing them. Remember, Iran is the head of octopus. That is how Israel used to call them, the head of the snake. It is Iran that is funding almost all the terrorist organizations in the world. So now Iran wanted to examine that pager, and when Israel discovered that they will cut it. When they discovered that they will discover, they pull out the attack, which is on 17 and 18 September. And how does it happen? Immediately, Israel denotated the bomb in all the pagers. All the Hezbollah operative members, anywhere they are, they started having explosion here and there. Before you understand, the whole places were littered with people that are wounded. Some were wounded in their abdomen, in their private parts, in their chest, in their house. Many of them, their fingers were cut off, their eyes were affected. Because how did Israel pull up the attack? Israel, they made a kind of message, they sent a message. So when you pick it and want to answer the message, you bring it closer to your eyes. Bam! It will denotate. So a lot of people died. So now on 18, they all gathered together to bury those that died in the pager attack. Without knowing that another attack is coming, that is when walkie-talkie attack happened. And a lot of people also died. What happened? Walkie-talkie, they thought it is pagers that had problem. They started using walkie-talkies. Next day, Israel carried out another denotation of that walkie-talkie. And a lot of them also died. That alone affected Hezbollah, because all the top commanders of Hezbollah that are supposed to go and attack Israel, that knows where their missiles are located and everything, all of them, many of them were affected. So when Hassan Nasrallah had all these things, he was depressed. And what happened? He entered, because he used to communicate from the bunker. For many years, he don't come out because he's aware that Israel is actually looking for him. So he had a press conference in his bunker and he was boasting that nothing will make Lebanon, Hezbollah, to get out of the fight. Now, what happened? On 27th of September 2024, as he was having meeting in an underground bunker with his executives, commanders, Israel pulled out a devastating attack. And what is that attack? They eliminated the most wanted person in their track book. So Israel has been looking for a way to eliminate him, Hassan Nasrallah. And that day, he was eliminated with all the leaders of Hezbollah. So now you can see that is how Israel invaded Lebanon and started attacking every here and there. A lot of people died, until they started crying that they need ceasefire. Meanwhile, when Hassan Nasrallah died, another person replaced him. By the next day, Israel eliminated that person. They elected another person. Israel eliminated almost all the commanders of Hezbollah. I'm telling you what happened within a month. All of them were eliminated. So Hezbollah could not do anything again. They just fired a few missiles. And Israel, with their F-35 jet, F-16 jets, and other of their sophisticated reconnaissance planes, they disarmed Hezbollah and they accepted ceasefire. And they said they will not attack again. And Israel pushed them back to the Litany River, where the United Nations peacekeepers were stationed. And that is where and Israel are still there monitoring the ceasefire. Now, back from it, Israel had a little peace with the Lebanon. Now they entered a prisoner exchange with Hamas. They released a lot of prisoners. They released some of them. It's not easy. Some of them were returned looking malnourished, almost dying. So around 148 people were rescued from different hostage deals brokered by Qatar, United States of America, Egypt, and other countries in the Middle East. Now, what happened again? After the return of those hostages, some of them were rescued by IDF. They are powerful in operation. They can disguise like a pregnant woman, go to hospital, kill a terrorist, rescue a hostage there. They can disguise like Palestinians carrying bags, carrying as if they are being chased out of their home, looking for apartments. Before you understand, they will pull an attack, rescue a hostage. In fact, what they did will continue to be in the military annals. So now, from there, a lot of people died in Palestine. A lot of people died. A lot of attacks, it's not easy. So personally, I will always ask, why are these people still keeping the hostages? And let us be sincere. There is no country that will watch their, it's better that an attack happened and everybody died. You will mourn for the dead and forget about it. Then you know that your sister is alive and that your sister is being raped every day by somebody. You know that your mother, your father is alive, is being starved to death by somebody. You know that babies are alive. Why can't you release these innocent children? So the whole world were like telling the Hamas, release them so that this war will end. Your people are dying. But Hamas could not listen. So what happened? Israel, they started operating until they saw the leader of Hamas, which is Yahya Sinwar. Now Yahya Sinwar was eliminated. Immediately he was eliminated, Israel also eliminated Mohammed Deif, his second in command. They also eliminated Mohammed Sinwar. Also, some of the people, his brother, all the terror leaders were eliminated. And a lot of people died. Churches, Christians, Muslims, the other. We always feel for them. It's so painful to watch them. You see the kind of hunger, because Israel also blocked aid from entering so that they will pressure Hamas to release the hostages. Now, what happened later? Because I want to build foundation, because we'll be getting updates from our news, from what is happening, so that we will actually understand where all these things started. Now, when all these things were happening, Houthis in Yemen, another Iran-backed Islamist militants, just like Hezbollah, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, and all Hezbollah in Iran, they started attacking Israel. That is Houthis in Yemen. They started attacking every ship moving through the Red Sea, the Mediterranean Sea. They were attacking attacking every vessel. They said they're targeting Israeli vessel. They're attacking them here and there. And Israel, we are also affected. Their economy, we are affected. So the world, we are crying. UK, the ship of UK, they were attacked. Almost all the country that has ship passing through that part will be attacked. So it became a very big problem. And from Yemen, they were firing rockets to Israel. At first, the United States of America told Israel, don't retaliate. Let us handle them. And US, we are attacking them. But it was like US was so kind, was just hitting them small, until the attack killed somebody in Israel. And Israel vowed that they will respond back. That is how Israel decimated Yemen. The airport in Yemen was decimated. They targeted the airport 2 times. All the plane, all the passenger plane, cargo plane were decimated. All their power plants, every infrastructure in Yemen was decimated, because Israel will always move with the F-35, the newest version of military aircraft. They move with F-16, refueling tankers, and they will fight 2,000 kilometers from Middle East, Israel, to Yemen. And they are the only country, in the Middle East, that can go that far to attack and to defend their country. So they attacked Yemen to the extent that a lot of infrastructures were destroyed. Now, when all these things were happening, I want to just tell you what happened. When all these things were happening, Iran, we are not happy, because Hamas, we are thinking that Iran will come and assist them physically to attack Israel. Hezbollah, we are thinking that Iran, their master, will come and be with them and fight with them. But they couldn't do anything, because they know what Israel can do. Now, what happened? On a particular day, Israel attacked the Syrian embassy, where Iranian army general were having meeting. And Israel believed they are plotting against them. And they bombed the whole building and killed the Iranian generals. And Iran said they must revenge. So that is what brought about Operation, what's I forgot the name of the operation. Yes, True Promise 1. They attacked Israel from Iran. That's the first time they were attacking Israel from Iran. They were sending missiles, drones, ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and other drones. They were coming, and Israel, because they don't want to, offend Israel too much, and the US, they told them before time, we're about to attack you. US told Israel, they mobilized some friends of Israel in the Middle East. They were shooting down those missiles that Iran were shooting. And before you understand, they finished that operation, True Promise 1, and Israel vowed that they must retaliate. Biden were begging them, you have gotten the win, go with the win, don't retaliate. Israel insisted they must retaliate, and that led to Israeli retaliation. Israel retaliated, took out all the air defenses in Iran, few air defenses in Iran, the one that is in that is at Isfahan, where they have their chemical weapons, their nuclear sites. They attack the air defenses, only air defenses, to tell Iranians that we can attack you anytime, anywhere, no matter where you are. After attacking them, Iran attacked back with Operation Truth Promise 2. After those operations, the tension was so high. So what happened again? The closest ally of Iran in the Middle East, which is Syria. Before you understand it, Israel pulled an operation on the ground, and the Syrian president, Bashar Assad, was dethroned by around November, December. He was dethroned, and he fled to Moscow in Russia. And the Russians took him, and some of the Syrian some of them have entered into terrorist organizations like Al Qaeda, ISIS. One of their leader, who was former member of Al Qaeda, the group of Osama bin Laden, suddenly turned to become a civilian president, and from there, after the war, he became the president of Syria till today, and he's still cooperating with Israel so that Israel will not attack him. So now Israel attacks all these countries. Still, their people are being held in Hamas custody, and many of them have been rescued. Many Israeli soldiers were targeted and killed, and it was not easy. It was a very painful war. But Israel, I discovered, took out all the leaders of Hezbollah, took out all the leaders of Hamas, took out all the leaders. Well, last week they attacked Houthis in Yemen. They were celebrating one of the attacks against Israel. They were celebrating, and Israel hit and killed the Houthis prime minister and of other officials. Around 12 people were killed. Now, Israel and Iran, they had a 12-day war on 13th of June this year, and Israel called it Rising Lion. Within a minute, Israel killed all the Iranian defense minister, IRGC, Islamic Revolutionary Guard head commander was killed. Their nuclear scientists were killed. About 12 days, Israel destroyed a lot of Iranian generals, killed them, destroyed their infrastructures, and finally the US helped with their B-2 bomber, destroyed the main Iranian nuclear facilities. Another time we talk about the Iran nuclear deal, the nuclear catastrophe in Iran, all these things. We talk about it. And finally, after the war, Israel took out all the leaders of Iran, took out all the leaders of Hamas, took out all the leaders of Hezbollah, took out all the leaders of Syria. Bashar al-Assad have led to Russia. Now took out all the leaders, as we are getting the breaking news, that leaders of Hamas, that they were having meeting in Turkey, in Doha, in Qatar, and they were targeted today. So we have not known actually how many people that were killed. You have to be online. You have to subscribe to our channel. By next time, we talk about how many people were killed and the next reaction. Doha, we are not happy because Israel kind of failed them. They were not expecting that attack. And before I forget, remember that Israel assassinated the political head of Hamas at what? At Iran. He went for the burial of the Iranian president that died through a helicopter crash. And he was in a kind of military guarded guest house. There, Israel targeted him. That is Ismail Haniyeh on 31st July 2024. Ismail Haniyeh, he was assassinated right in the middle of Iran, where their top generals are living. He was targeted and killed by Israel. So all the political wing leaders of Hamas were living in Qatar. They have been now confirmed, and we are not getting the whole confirmation, but we're getting the breaking news that they were attacked when they were negotiating, because recently Donald Trump is also negotiating a ceasefire deal so that Israel can at least bring the war to an end, and the remaining hostages will be released, whether life or death. So I think today that's the end of our episode. So I want you to always be in our channel, subscribe to our channel, so that you can be getting our latest news. This is just a discussion. You are free to give us your view. There may be some error in calculations and all these things, but we are here to at least to enlighten one another. Israel is a good country, but what are we getting from it? As Christians, we have to know that we are at the end time. A lot of things are happening. It shows that the world is not safe again. You see that the war is now in the Middle East. Civilization started in the Middle East. And I think the world is now heading back to the Middle East as a place that World War III may occur. God forbid. But if it happens today, have you accepted Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior? So it's good that as we are following this news, we should also think about the end time. What if this kind of war happened in your country and from Nigeria? It happens in Nigeria. Where are we going? A lot of rich men in Gaza today are refugees. A lot of rich men in Ukraine are now refugees. Vanity upon vanity. Thank you for following our channel. Remember, this channel is sponsored by Paztrotech Petroleum Services. It is a petroleum industry, a construction industry that sees for the construction of filling stations. If you have any question about filling station, you have a land you want them to handle for you, they will give you a wonderful job. They are also into institutional training. They are training people to be part of a fuel petroleum business in different capacities. You can know more about it. So there is a program going on. It's called Paztrotech Institute Program, a 2-week seminar that will enlighten you on how to be a good businessman in oil and gas industry in Nigeria. So if you want to follow in that training, shout us in this comment section. You let us know. You call our phone number in this episode, and you will receive our notifications. So connect with Paztrotech Petroleum Services for everything you need to know about petroleum industry. Thank you. Until next time, we will know the outcome of today's attack. Thank you. Let's see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.